You already see the banana taunt coming out here from no one. I like it. That's one of my favorite taunts. Nothing better than to go mid and just spam that taunt and tilt the other mid laner. Good stuff right there.
We'll see if Dendi gets distracted by that or if he keeps a cool head and just plinks away.
For some reason, I feel like Dendi's one of those people that just like would laugh a little at it and be like, "That's fun." Dendi just seems like a really fun person.
You're
Don't
not
know
wrong.
him personally, but that's the feeling I get off of him.
Yeah, no, I think that sounds about right. I do hear it again already. No one just having a little dance.
Having fun, right? Semifinals should be a good time playing up against Na'Vi. Roger will definitely appreciate that. He was used to spam all of his taunts in the other games I used to cast when he was on Empire, so you know he could appreciate a good banana taunt. Sounds much.
The one thing this VP draft does do is make it Roger's job really hard. They have really strong lanes all across. Like it's hard to gank an Omni Knight, it's hard to gank a Lich lane. Hard to gank a Necrophos. Like the early game pressure from Roger is going to be really difficult. They're going to have to commit more than Roger. They're probably going to have to use Seneko as well to get any real work done. He's just going to poke and prod.
No, he went to try to steal that rune, but no one just a little bit faster. We'll get a couple value clicks off though on our little banana mancer over here. And looks like everyone headed off to their respective lanes.
Yeah, Lil blocks the wave a little bit to give no one a bit of an advantage, but Dendi's still getting a pretty good block. Unfortunately, thanks to Earthshaker, no one's still going to have that high ground advantage.
All right, so it looks like we're going to have a lot of action over here in the mid lane. I'm sure they want to protect their courier from Roger as he kind of scopes out over on the side. And we were already seeing the duo mid strategy coming out here.
Yeah, and Sentry Ward already gets placed as well. They don't want Roger having any easy times with that Bounty Hunter.
Absolutely not. Fissure comes out though, lands over onto Dendi, does block him off a little bit, but mostly just trying to be harassing and yeah, there's the taunt coming out. Immediately Roger coming in as well into the fray. Just kind of runs through, throws down the sentry, takes down the other one, and puts a little love tap over onto Lil.
They do get the Lil does get his own D ward. He eats the sentry with his own tango, but I mean that's still a win for Roger because you still don't have vision of me. Gale's gonna come out on Dendi, though.
Yeah, they get the Fissure out. They will get the Gale, and they're slowing him down so much. I think this is a dead Dendi. I think Dendi's gonna be first blood. Yeah, no one gonna be able to clean up. Leaving Roger just to leave that, take a look at the corpse of poor Dendi over here on the sniper. TP's back to lane though.
I mean, it's just such a tough lane for a sniper because, especially with Lil sitting there, one Gale like we saw and one Fissure equals a dead Dendi for most of the game.
It's gonna make things a little bit difficult though, definitely. Although no one playing very far up right now. There's the shrapnel getting thrown out. They'll get the slow off coming here from the Bounty Hunter. Lots of damage being thrown. There's the Gale coming out. Will land over here onto the side. And again, the taunt. Just all the bananas in the world in here. But Dendi just coming back to lane is already so low. And he's got... Oops, we got a Fissure over here onto the side. They don't have the detection, though, for Roger. He's going to go ahead, run towards this double damage and grab it. Sitting very, very low, but we'll be able to deny it. I feel like all eyes are here on this middle lane.
Yeah, Roger opting not to go for the Orb of Venom is hurting him just a little bit as the extra slow to keep no one in that shrapnel was not there. Didn't have the Janata just yet, so no extra slows coming out there either.
Oh, Dendi in a lot of trouble again. The Gale will connect. During all of this, Pasha's able to kill Roger over in the other lane. They're all sitting so low. Can he finish them off? I think he can. Just needs to get a little bit closer. The taunts coming out. He's going to be able to walk himself away, or rather dance himself, as will the Earthshaker here. Both sitting incredibly low. This lane has just been all the harass.
Roger had that double damager and he rotates up. He does get the Lich kill before he dies, which is nice, but does trade his life for it to Pasha.
Yeah, I've been focused so much over onto this mid lane because there's so much going on that I've unfortunately missed out over on that kill. But checking out the other lanes, looks like Crystallize having a pretty okay lane here, 14 and 5 CS, and Necrophos, of course, over here in the bot lane with General. 14 and 5, 10 and 2. So just, you know, pretty casual farming going on in these other lanes. A lot of resources being dedicated to the mid lane to kind of slow Dendi down here.
Yeah, we've been seeing Na'Vi do this a lot, kind of prioritizing whoever they feel is more vulnerable between Dendi and Crystallize in this game, it's going to
Oh,
be Dendi.
Solo's in a little bit of trouble here. The heal bomb comes out. They're trying to buy him a little bit more time. They're going to be able to slow them down a little bit. Pasha trying to run himself out too. Both of them sitting fairly low, but there's no kill that occurs here in this top lane. Just a lot of harass and poking.
Man, where's the Bloodseeker when you need him? Like, there's been so many heroes at like 10% HP. He would just go absolutely crazy.
Roger was looking for that rune, and he was looking for maybe to poke at a hero too. There is a courier coming nearby, but it's not going to be able to grab it in time, unfortunately, for him.
It's already flying. He doesn't have enough slow and damage to pick off a courier at this point in the game. But, I mean, General is farming pretty well in this bottom lane. 16-3 for him. You look at the Omni Knight, he's 7-1. And even level advantage going General's way. So this is going to be a Beastmaster that gets his timings pretty quickly. We'll see what he goes for. We've seen some Beastmasters go for, you know, the Helmut Dom. Some of them going for the Blink Dagger. More popular, I think, is the Necrobook build, but we'll see what he goes for.
Ramsey's actually going to go for the dive here over onto General. We'll just keep denies the creep casually. Still just diving these two towers, and he knows that no one's going to be able to come over and help him because everyone's over here in mid. No one's in a little bit of trouble here. That Shrapnel slowed him down quite a bit. Followed up with Roger. Will be able to go ahead, throw out an Arcane Bolt, and he's sitting so low. There's the Banana Taunt on top of that. Meanwhile, over on the other side, Dendi's stuck. He's trying to fight off. We'll get the kill onto Solo. Can Lil get this kill over onto Dendi, though? Yes, he'll be able to do it, but during all of that, no one actually gets the deny neutral kill on himself. Oh, man. So we lose Roger, we lose Dendi, we lose no one, but no one gets the denial off on himself. So definitely a better case for VP here.
Yeah, and General was forced out of lane by the Necro. He couldn't, because of all the action going on mid, he had to go back to base. Is back now, but just the sustain that's coming out from this Necrophos is proving very difficult for General to deal with. Now, you can't keep feeding boars to Ramses because it's just giving him so much sustain in this lane.
Oh man, I just watched Crystallize get like 3 bashes almost right in a row in this top lane. Bash Lord, please. But yeah, pincering action coming out down here onto Ramses. They know that he's been very cheeky, very forward, able to take down the sentry ward over here that the Radiant placed down. I mean, he should not have been allowed to go and dive behind 2 towers there.
This is scary though. They've got...
Yeah, Sion's coming out immediately. Roger will be able to go ahead, put a little harass on as well. He'll go ahead, he'll pop the Ghost Shroud, go ahead, pop his Q as well, try to heal himself up with that Death Pulse. Dendi coming down though. He wants to try to put some damage over onto Ramses. Gonna back himself out. He's a little bit low, and they'll both shrine together in the meanwhile. Top lane, it looks like Crystallize is not having a fun time with this Omni Knight. He's trying to run himself out, but that Degenor and the heal coming out just slows him down just a little bit. Need to cancel out that salve. We'll be able to. His Q's going to be up in about 3 seconds. He's able to juke around and leave Pasha behind into the woods. And he's still got that Q, so I think Crystallize is actually going to be all right. Looks like Lich is looking for him as well. We get a pause.
Tactical pause? Question mark?
I'm not sure. I mean, we did have some problems with the connection earlier on, so...
They're having some TeamSpeak issues.
All right. That makes sense.
I don't think Solo gets Crystallize here. Crystallize has boots, and Frostblast range is good, but I don't think it's quite that good.
No, I don't think he's going to be able to... He doesn't have boots yet either. Plus, yeah, Void's going to be able to just make it out there. But that was really close. That was a good juke, though, coming out from Crystallize during all of that, because that could very easily... gone not a great way. There is an Earthshaker standing over here. Lil is looking to make some moves over onto Dendi. We'll be able to land the fissure. Gale comes out. He realizes he's got to get out of here, but the TPs are coming in. Looks like Bounty Hunter's going to try to help out. He denies him. Roger gets the deny, and now it looks like Lil's just going to run himself out here. Wants nothing to do with this, realizing, oh man, so close, but not quite.
Yeah, Lil grabbed an Invis rune and then just patiently sat there waiting for his opportunity. Invis rune runs out, so he hides in the trees. Really nice fissure block, but very nice TP rotation from Roger to get that deny off. Sucks that Dendi dies again, but at least it doesn't give any gold to no one.
Well, again, we talked about this in the draft. These are 2 of the best mids in the world here. Definitely, you know, all eyes on them. We expect a lot of plays, and we've been getting them. We do have a rotation coming down here on the side of Lil, looking to maybe jump over onto General. Creeps are pushed up pretty high, though. Look at Ramses. Ramses having the time of his life down here. 47 CS, 11 denials as well. And no one's been bothering him. This Necrophos can just do whatever he wants.
I mean,
He
the
has
Death
been.
Pulse spam has just been clearing those boars out. That's kind of inflating the CS a little bit, but I mean, it's not that much, and he's still doing very well in this bottom lane. Crystallize getting bullied a lot in his top lane. It's just so hard to bully a Necro because he just heals up. He gets one last hit. We saw when he was diving, he was still getting those denies going, so he was keeping his regen, his stacks up. And as soon as he gets ganked, he just pops one, pops Ghost Rad, and it's a full cheese for him, basically.
Snako is just trying to run himself away. Pasha, this degen aura with the heal bomb just does so much damage. Has picked himself up some raindrops. I think that's a really smart call. I love raindrops. I think they're one of the best new items that were introduced to Dota during.
Lil sees the Hawko invis and is just trying to kill it with enchant or aftershock, but can't get it quite off.
Well, he's got a little duckling following him around by the name of Roger here, and there's immediately going to be a follow-up. Skywrath Mage coming forward. We'll be able to get the science off. He can't get the fissure out as well, and they'll be able to get a kill over onto Lil, giving that over to Snako.
Dendi is sick of getting bullied.
I mean, can you blame him? Everyone's in his lane. It's a party. It's a party of murder. And of course, he's up against a Venomancer, which is quite possibly one of the worst heroes to have to go up against right now in the mid lane. I know you're particularly triggered by it. Plus the fact that he's spamming bananas. I mean, we talked about that too.
Yep, there's another one, just as you say it. I mean, really, all they have to do is just hold these lanes. These lanes are going to go VP's way. Like, it's just, they have such strong laning heroes. It's what the draft does. But as the game goes later and later, you know, Crystallize gets his levels, gets his damage. Track still hasn't come online. That's going to be a big timing. You know, we haven't seen a Primal Roar yet down bottom. General is going to go for the Necro Book, so that's going to be a lot of damage and mana drain in the early game. Once it, you know, as this hits the 15-20 minute mark, that's when we're really going to see Na'Vi start coming online and putting a lot of pressure on VP. For now, it's just wait until that happens.
Got a Hood of Defiance complete over Necro, so he's already gotten super tanky here. He's working on a Radiance for his next item, and he can definitely afford to do it. Meanwhile, over in mid, though, Dendi in a lot of trouble. They're able to land the Gale. They land the Nova over onto him as well. Lo gonna just TP himself out, but he can't. He's gonna get taken down by Dendi, and unfortunately, they can't get a denial off over onto him. He is gonna go down.
And no one almost has his Veil completed. He needs just a little bit more gold, but once this wave is cleared up, he'll have himself his Veil, and then the damage is really going to ramp up. And there it is. Already completed, and still no Chronosphere from Crystallize. He's still just farming away, trying to get that Mask of Madness online. Seneko still without level 6, so they don't have damage to pump into it.
It looks like Pasha's going to be working on that Blink Dagger too, so you can run, but you can't hide. Pasha will eventually catch up to you, and he's going to be able to slow you down quite a bit. On top of that, Roger is going to be able to go ahead, cut this wave over here. Does run into Lil. They're able to land the Enchant Totem. There's the dust coming out, though. But there's no one really... Yeah, they'll be able to grab the Fissure, try to block him in over here. The Gale comes out, and that's a dead Roger. That Spidey sense is tingling over there for the Earthshaker.
Poor Roger.
More bananas.
He's trying to find impact anywhere he can.
There's the Chronosphere in the top lane. They do have the Repel over here. They'll go ahead. They'll use the Frost Blast to bounce around, get a couple of hits over here. It looks like Snako gonna just try to run himself out. They don't have anything to cancel it out, although that heal bomb was very, very potent. And now Dendi, oh no, Dendi, he is in a bad situation here. Pasha will run for it. They'll be able to give this kill over to Ramses using that Scythe, and now the chase is on after Crystallize. While all this is going on, though, we do see General. He's pushing up towards this tower. And we do have the TP coming out here from Solo. He's spotted in the trees. He immediately just gets murdered. Shout gets used coming out from Beastmaster. And they cancel out the TP. There is a Crystallize nearby. Should be able to take this tower, no problem. So they're focusing their own attentions up to the top lane. Fort comes out. See, one more hit. And Radiant Tier 1, toast. Oh, the Assassinate comes out over into mid. Snako is actually able to get that final kill there. 1 second, guys. Alright, so unfortunately it looks like Forge's power went out, and he's trying to reconnect, so you have to put up with me now alone as I discuss things, but we do get the track out over onto no one here, so that's going to be a good way to keep tabs. Also, hopefully they can perform a gank, get a little extra money for this in particular. But right now, looking at the net worth, Ramses, of course, being left alone basically in the bot lane to basically do whatever he wants without any real threat of ganks, is sitting at the top of the net worth, about 6k. We've got 5.7 over on no one, and General actually the next closest here, 4.8, with the Void trailing at 4.5. So definitely we've got that Necro book online, and looks like a little bit of pincering action coming down here. They'll actually go ahead, they'll use the Dunk and the Frost Pass. They don't want to let Crystallize get out, and they'll actually be able to take out the Void. Ramsey using that Reaper Scythe and getting even bigger and bigger here in terms of net worth. They do manage to get the Courier though. I'm not sure when that occurred. Skywrath doing his best to try to push people off of his tower, but unfortunately can't do too much by himself. Over in mid again, it looks like Dendi got hit with literally all of the toxin that no one can pump out here. We'll have to go ahead and TP himself out. Bottom tower goes down while this is going on. And looks like top tower is getting a lot of love as well coming out here from Na'Vi. They're trying to put some pressure onto it. The TP does come out though. Looks like Ramsey's going to make his way up top, try to push these creeps off. And just remind General, yes, this is my tower. Please go away now. Necro's still in the lead, 7k. And oh, looks like Roger was looking for that Courier again. Will run over into Lil. Doesn't have any backup though right now. I don't think he wants to do anything. The Courier though, going over to this secret shop. This could be big for Roger if he can grab it. It's actually the Rod of Atos for the Necrophos. Never mind. That would be a great catch if he could get it, since it just came back up again. Roger's waiting very patiently. Can he get this? One more hit. He gets the Courier. No items this time on it, but again, that's another period of time where the Radiant will not be able to get things delivered. No one just happy to sit here in this lane with the Sniper, you know, trying his best to farm up as well, but Dendi's had to TP out just so many times now because there's just too much poison being thrown at him. Wards get placed over here onto the tower, and do see some movement coming out here. Ramses is hot on his tail though. Doesn't know that he's there obviously, but they're keeping tabs on each other, so to speak. And they'll just turn around. They're going to focus their attention over onto this tier 1, while it looks like Crystallize trying his best here to get some more CS. Will put some pressure on the tier 2 bot in the meanwhile. And during all of this, General actually getting himself a nice kill over onto Lil. Void coming forward, gets the Chronosphere off. He's got his eyes over onto Ramsey here. They also were able to go ahead, throw out that track, and it looks like, unfortunately, Crystallize not going to work out for him. They are turning around, though. They're able to get a kill over onto Snako. Pasha, actually, the one to cover that. So we've got 2 tracks over here, but unfortunately, no track kills. 3 tracks. Oh my goodness. That's not what Na'Vi want right now. Meanwhile, this is all going down. Dendi goes down to the bot lane, realizes, you know, alright, I just need to do some split pushing here, I guess. We don't have the Chronosphere. And I don't really want to deal with all of those heroes by myself, so making the best out of a bad situation, while the rest of the team goes ahead and they mow down the tier 2 in the middle lane. It's like Roger has been doing some scouting around in the jungle, does run into basically all the Radiant team. Needs to be really careful. General's in a lot of trouble. The Atos comes out, the Assassinate comes out as well. They're trying to take down no one. They will be able to take him down. Looks like General will get taken down as well, but Snako will also get himself a kill over onto Lil. And now Ramses, oh, that slow coming out is not fun for him at all. The Shrieker coming out too does slow him down a little bit. I don't know if they're going to be able to quite get him though. He's so very tanky, of course, with that hood. He's got the Atos as well. Looks like they're going to back off and be content with getting that kill over onto no one and Lil. Wait one sec, guys. I'm going to see if my co-caster is still alive. All right, Forge, are you still here?
I'm back. Sorry about that, everybody. My power did go out for a second. Had to wait for everything to power back on, but I'm loading back in now.
Perfect. All right. They've had to deal with me talking this entire time, and I'm sure they missed you the entire time as well. Looks like going forward, though, we saw a couple of those Chronospheres coming out here. Crystallize, unfortunately, just hasn't been having a whole heck of a lot of luck with this. He's gotten some nice Chronos, but unfortunately, I believe he's died almost every time he's done this. And the outcome has been way more in favor of the Radiant during them as well. Taunt's coming out here from Seneko, though, on the top lane. No one's found him, though, and he realizes, I just got to get out. Lots of damage coming out, but still not going to be able to take him down. Very, very close, though, with that ticking. Veno's no joke, guys.
I mean, it's tough for Crystallize to, going back to your point about him dying, like every time you have a Veno that is this far ahead and has this damage online already, all he has to do is be nearby, and even if he gets caught in the Chronosphere, he just pops his ulti off, and so much damage ends up coming out.
And we do see right now a lot of mirroring action coming out. General's actually hanging out down here in the Radiant jungle. Dendi also was just doing some casual farming, but it looks like he doesn't actually want to commit to this. And we do see all the Plague Wards up here in the top lane that no one's just pushing out. Sentry Ward gets placed down. They know that Roger's there. Yeah, there's the Frost Blast coming out. They'll be able to land a Fissure on top of that. There's going to be a nice heal bomb coming out, and the Enchant Totem with Lil will be able to clean up. So they got wise to Roger just hanging out in that area, and they decide, yeah, that's not going to be happening ever again. Top lane, though, they do manage to grab no one over here. The Silence coming out. He's still going to be able to get that ultimate off. Gets the Gale as well. He does have a full pipe, actually. No one's actually going to be able to walk away from this and get kills. Seneco's going to get taken down. He turns back around. He taunts over at the Void. Crystallize says, oh, man, no, I do not want this. He doesn't have a TP, though. He's going to get a double kill. That is not what they were expecting, chronoing a solo little Venomancer there. He just murdered two of their best people, and he goes over into the mid lane, starts chasing around General. General so slowed down. There's the Atos coming out from Ramses. The Chain Cross gets thrown out as well, and he's just obliterated.
And VP just taking the early game momentum that they had, that they secure themselves in the laning phase, and just really applying the pressure to Na'Vi. They don't want to give them the chance to recover farm, and every chance they get, they're just seizing down on everybody. They do, it's a lot of squishy heroes on the side of the Dire. Like Beastmaster is kind of the closest they have to a tank, but definitely not what you would expect in terms of tanky heroes.
Look at Dendi. He's just like, no one places one of these wards over on the side, and he immediately just TPs out. He's like, I do not want anything to do with this Hydralisk. And I think that's a smart call, considering no one just got a solo double kill.
Yeah, Dendi is keeping up in net worth, though, for the most part. 8,200 on him. I mean, there is a bit of a gap to the Venomancer, but the real surprise is that this Necro is just doing so good. Ramsey's farming incredibly well. 501 on him. He's got his Radiance almost online in the next 1,000 gold. It's going to be really, really tough for Na'Vi to keep up the pressure once that Radiance comes online.
Well, I mean, that's sort of Ramsey's deal, right? He's just so good at farming, and especially if you give him an entire lane, basically, where he's uncontested because, you know, again, Beastmaster doesn't want to feed his boars. They spot Roger out over here as well. They still have that sentry ward, so he's got to be very, very careful. But looks like the rest of the team, they're grouping up. We've definitely got 3 of the Radiant heroes down here in the bot lane. They're looking maybe to go for the tier 2. And I'm not sure if they're just going to try to maybe go for a trade. We do see that Crystallize and Seneko making their way over to the tier 1 in mid. And of course, Dendi was in the top lane. Looks like they've got their eyes, though, here on this bottom tier 2.
Man, looking at the item builds on Crystallize and Dendi, I'm having a little bit of flashbacks to like 6.83, the ho-ho-ha. We've got Mask of Madness online for both Dendi and Crystallize on the Faceless Wolf. But I'm getting a little bit of PTSD right now, Maxi.
Well,
the ho-ho days are back.
No, don't say that. Please don't say that. But anyways, over in the Roche pit, they know that all 5 of the Radiant heroes are over trying to take that tower. They're going to go for Roche and try to make the best out of this. Looks like we see the TP coming out here from Seneko. We'll go back. Should be able to get this Roche, no problem, though. No one's going to contest it. But during this, we get a lot of damage being put on this tier 3 here bot. Crystallize will be able to get himself the Aegis. And we see a lot of the heroes TPing back now, trying to put some damage over onto no one. They pop the pipe as well onto the creep wave, so they're even more difficult to take down here. Dendi's standing as back here. Doesn't want to get up close and personal, obviously, with Ramses, but like, look at them. They don't have an Aegis. They're able to just grab that tower. That's going to be shrines opened up for Virtus Pro.
The one advantage that Na'Vi does have is the fact that Dendi can, for the most part, sit this far back.
Oh man, the Atos comes out, double silence, and they're able to get that giant Poison Nova off. Dendi's gonna have to run himself over to the shrine. Mystic Flare comes out, but the Repel's over, up and running on Ramses. And they're actually able to pop the Aegis on Crystallize. Oh man, that's not what Na'Vi wanted. That's not how they wanted to use that at all. And look at them, they just, VP, not afraid. They're just gonna keep going ahead. I thought they were gonna back off after they got the tower so they could get shrines, but they realized there's not too much that they can do right now. They're just so incredibly strong. They've got a Necro, they've got a Venomancer over here. Pipe's gonna be up in a second again too, so they can just pop that if they feel threatened.
I mean, it's a question of like, who do you jump? If you're Na'Vi right now, what do? Do you jump on Necro? And then, you know, you have an Earthshaker that can fissure block. You've got a Venomancer that can just pump Gale and wards into the Chronosphere. Do you jump the Venomancer? Okay, well then you got a Necrophos who's just going to Reaper Scythe you. Like, they need some kind of way to catch like 3-4 heroes, but Virtus Pro not giving them that opportunity. They're staying spread out. You have to choose who you get, is what they're saying.
I mean, that was the problem earlier too, is that you see Crystallize and you get these really nice Chronospheres, you catch a couple people in them, and they've been incredibly difficult to try to grab just because of the fact that, you know, Virtus Pro, they're playing really smart. They like realize that they don't want to be caught in a Chronosphere and have everybody bunched together. But then the problem is they're just too tanky. They've got too much sustain. I mean, you've got a full pipe over on the Venomancer. Obviously, you know, Omni Knight, he's got Greaves. He's going to be able to throw out heals, repels, all of that stuff. You've got a lot of ways to cancel. You know, we talk about what was it the other day? We were casting King R plays an amazing Earthshaker because he's just so good at his positioning. Every time that the Chronosphere would go up, he would just make sure that he was positioned outside of it and just interrupt the void, throw in that fissure. And obviously, you know, Lil, top tier, you know, player here. Same thing going on, but this is a very rich Necrophos. And I don't know how they deal with this. They've got, you know, he's, again, tanky. Hooded Defiance on himself. He's got the Rod of Atos. He's got a Radiance.
Yeah, and
How do you deal with this Forge?
Dendi suddenly has to get a lot of items, and they have to find a way to delay these pushes. Because if they lose this second set of racks, the game becomes very, very difficult. But like, they can't even spam out the waves with shrapnel because of these pipes.
This pipe, yeah. Look at the rest of Virtus. They're just hiding out over into the corner. We do see the pincering action, though, coming in. It looks like they wanted to try to jump, but there's a dunk coming forward. They do spot out Seneko here. He's in a world of trouble. He's actually just obliterated. Looks like Beastmaster just changed his mind and says, yeah, no, I don't want to walk into that. Grabs himself a haster and is going to make his way back to the base. And I mean, they're going high ground against the sniper, which isn't easy, but they're doing an okay job of it right now with that pipe, with all the heal, the sustain coming out here. It's pretty gross.
Yeah, that's the big part. Is just
oh, the force forward. They spot Dendi over onto the side. They throw out the Atos. They get the Gale off. There's going to be a nice Chronosphere coming out from Crystallize, but what's he going to do here? There's the Fissure coming out. They get the kill over onto Sniper. Looks like Crystallize now. He's going to get Scythe on top of that. The buyback comes out from Sniper. They're not ready to give up just quite yet. Roger, you know, he's doing the best he can. He throws out a couple tracks, but there's not much that he can do. Dendi's sitting so far back here, just trying to do whatever he can to push them off, but there's not much that this little Sniper can do. We do see, though, Beastmaster coming around the other side here. Comes forward. He immediately gets fissured over here by Lil, turning back around, and Chantody's just being stun locked. The Atos comes out, gets the yell off, but he's gone. And first game of the series, Virtus Pro. Ramses drops all of his items onto the ground because, you know, reasons.
Yeah, I mean, just the laning stage was just so key, and they drafted themselves, like, I don't want to say ungankable lanes, but almost, basically. Roger couldn't find any openings, not through any fault of his own, just because the lanes were so secure from Virtus Pro. Like, Lich, Omni Knight, how do you gank that? Necrophos, Death Pulse is off, whatever you try and do. And then, of course, the Lil and Venomancer in the mid. There's just no way for Roger to get any work done in the early game, and they use that, Virtus Pro used that very effectively to snowball into the mid and late game.
Well, again, we talked about it all came down to, you know, how the laning phase worked out, and it was very, very good for Virtus.